cancer locomotive.
He dead now.
He did.
Actually, I'm not entirely sure he did.
I don't know.
Apparently, some people were saying like it was a kind of frosty performance from the two of them.
There's been a couple of the bands that we've mentioned have done little get-togethers.
Loads of them have. They'll get not the full band and not as themselves.
No.
Just
Little combos.
together for something like that.
Yeah.
Now Hart himself did die of cancer as well in 2017, and obviously Bob Mould is a great thing to say. You know what? That changes everything.
Yeah.
About feuds and stuff like that. But unfortunately, that puts a massive damper on Husker Du ever doing anything together again.
Yeah.
He said after that. I think he said after that gig, I want people to have enjoyed me playing with him for that gig in 2005. But there's absolutely no indication that we're ever going to play together again.
Yeah.
So some shit's going on.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And to this day, Husker Du are not going to get back together.
No.
With another drummer, and they're not going to get. And your man, the other guy, Jesus, I can't remember the bass's fucking name. I feel like a dickhead after naming the other two. He has his own business and stuff like that as well. Just some people that go, that was stressful. Great touring. Right. Can you imagine? Right, the stress of being. You've had it. I haven't. Been in a stressful band, but being in a stressful band where you don't get to get the bus or car home that day.
Yeah.
If you're stuck over in Tokyo or something like that, in a place you don't know, if you can't even contact for some reason you contact your family, imagine the absolute stress of all that shit. Yeah. We don't really talk about. We touched upon it about how I hear a lot of people going, especially people at stupid cunts. I'm going to say, why don't you just bleed and do a gig and play all the old songs be deadly? Because you don't know.
You don't know what's going on.
We're talking about people that won't talk to their own brother saying this shit kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just.
I've said this 1,000 times. Like, for the bands I were in were middling at best. But, like, we went out and done stuff. But it was. There's. At the level I was doing it at, which is like maybe upper lower level. You know what I mean?
It was at a level where I own one of your CDs, Gar.
Yeah.
When you wouldn't even download one of my albums for free.
I don't have a computer. So, this is a rental. I borrowed this off you that you make your music on.
That's why it's so slow.
That's why it's shy. I always said that whatever little beefs we had in the band were always multiplied because you couldn't get away from each other.
That's massive, yeah.
So I used to say, like, I'd wake up in the morning in a bed next to Skinny, like, and then I'd eat some breakfast beside Skinny, and then I'd get in a van and sit beside Skinny.
And this could be a thing where the way they swallow would make you want to strangle them.
I don't understand.
And it doesn't. It's so stupid.
Like, it's
just the way they swallow would make you go, oh, fucking kill him.
Some country just does them like Glocks, you know, in their sleep, you know.
Punch.
I'll kill you. I'll fucking kill you. After 2 nights of that, I'm going to rip that fuck. Whatever's making that noise, I'm ripping that out of you.
And then you amplify that to people who are actually dickheads.
Yeah.
You can be in the band with a dickhead, but if you can go home that day.
Yeah, but just what happens is there's one dickhead in the band.
I'm not saying Skinny's a dickhead. Skinny's lovely. Skinny's lovely.
If there is like someone who is a pain in the bollocks in the band come together to kind of create a shell around that person to lessen their effects on the rest of the band. So, but you just can't get away from them. You know what I mean? Every day is exactly the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You could be you're in fucking Michigan one day, you're in Illinois the next day, you're in New York the next day. It doesn't matter. It's Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
You're in a van for 10 hours driving across some fucking hellhole.
And not just that.
And they're there.
You're dealing with other proper promoter, sound engineer dickheads.
Yeah.
As well as that.
You get somewhere.
I get that.
I had a pit bull set at me one day. Like, I just got to the venue and walked in, like, we're here to play, and a dog fucking jumped out of nowhere and went for me, and just mad shit will happen here. And now I laugh at all
Did you inject him with Jack Russell blood?
I should have, just stabbed him with some fucking Jackar blood. Have some of this, you cunt. But, there's no escape. So if you throw in actual problems, substance problems. Now, I got to the point where I think on our, like, third US tour, I went to the doctor here in Ireland and I just lied to him. I was like, listen, I hate flying and I'm real anxious all the time. And he gave me a massive jar of Valium. Valium. Best crack I ever had.
Oh, I'd say so.
Best crack I ever had. We used to call them hand plampers. Right? I don't know why.
Call the hand plampers.
The hand plampers. And if you had to drive for fucking like 8 hours, pop an old hand plamper into
I would thought you were about to say, if you have to drive, don't take one.
No. If someone else is driving, you're just in the back looking at the white lines.
Oh, God,
That's it, right? For like 8 hours. stopping every 2 hours for a piss and they eat some garbage in a truck stop or something. You
And
know
you're a
what I mean?
vegetarian then as well, weren't you?
Yeah. So it's popping these fucking
Well,
values
just
to beat the
we're
band.
both vegetarian.
Yeah.
Never told the podcast people that.
I don't even like the word
I
vegetarian.
don't like it. We just don't eat meat.
It's not being me. That's
Okay,
all.
this, we just
Which
want
even
to-
sounds wankier than vegetarian
Oh,
sometimes.
it's worse. We're going to open up for some slaggings there, so walk away.
So people are going to start mailing ham sandwiches in. But
Just don't add the band ham sandwich to our playlist, and I'm happy enough
please
with that.
God. So we can only imagine what that, like in a proper band that people actually want to see. and being paid by record labels to do stuff and then throw some actual substance abuse and addictions into the mix. Like when we came back from a tour, we'd be away for a month and I couldn't even look at them lads. Don't ring me. Don't knock up to my house. Just don't look at me now. I need the same amount of time on my own. I love yous all, but don't come near me. So I can only imagine if you're doing 6 months around the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But some dude who, when he gets into a new city, is like, I need coke, I need heroin, I need fucking gargle, or whatever. And the gargler's like, fuck all y'all, I'm just going to the fucking bar.
Yeah.
Right? So his addiction is catered to, it's socially acceptable.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you've got a good point there.
So he just rocks up down to the hotel bar, fucking, give me 6 whiskeys and a pint. You know what I mean? Well, fucking Johnny Bleeding, golden brown texture like sun, is fucking out sucking dick down the lane to try and get some fucking squidge.
And cokehead is starting on women.
Yeah, cokeheads are running around, fucking opening purses, digging. You know what I mean? So then throw the pressure of having to perform to a high level every night, which I never had. Throw that pressure into the mix and get up the next morning and do the exact same thing in a whole new country or a whole new city.
Well,
So-
it's different for me because I am the most temperamental arsehole, I think, in a band you could ever possibly meet. I left the band one time because a guy turned my speaker a little bit away from his ear.
There you go.
I left the band.
No. I'm not good enough for you. See you later.
To be fair to him, I had my keyboard on such a high piercing setting that was probably ruining his ear.
Probably, yeah.
But he turned it against the wall, and
probably
I
still hears you.
in the middle of it just stopped playing and went, "Yeah, lads, fuck off. See you later." I'm out.
Nice.
And they were like, "Well, that's sound gone."
So gone.
It was going to happen sooner or later. So that's why now I write the bass, drums,
Do it all.
lead, synth, everything, mix it, master it badly, put it up online myself, and design all the artwork. 'Cause it just seemed to be not a control freak. I'm just not great at working with other people.
Yeah. That's absolutely fair. Absolutely fair.
I can work with people loads of other things. Like this is fine. Me and you working
Yeah.
together is fine. We'll never really have creative differences over this.
No.
It's just great.
And if we do, it'll be funny.
And I'll win.
It's content.
Don't turn the microphone away from me.
Exactly.
I'll just leave. That's a good way to burn a lot of the holes I had in the Husker Du research.
Yeah, super.
Who's your next one?
White Zombie.
Oh, they absolutely will never get back together.
To be honest with you, here's the thing. When I was doing the research on it,
Oh, hang on, yeah. Well,
well,
I was too quick. I said that too quickly.
kind of. You're right. You're probably right. They just broke up because they didn't think they could make good music together anymore. Didn't seem to be any big
No, there
blowouts.
was.
Like fucking. Now, apparently, what happened was they've been offered reunions 100 times, and Rob is always the one who says no. And he's also the one who's came out and said, "Listen, I don't want the fucking. Just because it's not public knowledge doesn't mean I'm going to make it public knowledge. I have my reasons. I do not want to do this.
Yeah.
I'm done."
And what a fucking delicious position he's in as the least talented member of that band.
Yep. But also, he took fucking people from the band onto a solo project with him.
Did he take the guitarist?
Yeah, Jay.
He's so fucking good.
He took him with him. I think
Not
he,
Sean Yusult, though.
No.
Yusult?
Yasselt or something. I don't know. Didn't take that. Didn't take her. Took Jay, the guitarist. I think he might have had the drummer for a while on the first solo album. But to be fair, like there's not a massive jump in not saying quality, but
There is, though.
sonically, like his big
No.
singles.
You know what? No, I know what you're saying. It sold better.
Yeah.
But to me, the quality dropped massively.
But here's the problem.
No, not massively,
with me,
but
like-
big enough.
That band started in 1985.
Yeah,
right?
Jesus.
So that band are not like they weren't what we think of as White Zombie. Before they were the fucking Sexorcisto, fucking cowboy hat zombies, right? Before all that, so burnt hair. Before all that, they were just kind of another noisy art rock band, right?
With hippie-looking artwork, but not, because they're basically all Russ Meyer fucking samples and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's so fucking good.
Yeah, but it's a different type of band than what they ended up becoming. So when Rob done his solo stuff, the singles and the big songs, they all kind of fit in with that.
His big singles are great.
Yeah, they are super, but they fit in with that White Zombie feel, which is enough.
Absolutely.
To
like
carry over.
There's only a certain amount of people that would care.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And because he was like, he went straight from doing White Zombie big gigs to just Rob Zombie at festivals.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter to a lot of people.
Yep.
And when you have a song, you see, he hit that Dragula on the Matrix soundtrack. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Dragula on the Matrix soundtrack was him, people not caring about White Zombie anymore, except people who loved White Zombie.
Yeah.
Now, at the time, I'm not going to lie to you, I was 50-50 on both of them. But over the course of the years, I won't really listen to Rob Zombie anymore. But I will absolutely listen to White Zombie, because it is, the more you listen to it, the more like, oh, that's fucking...
It's super. Yeah, it's very, good. Very good. But apparently there was talk of a reunion in 2016. Rob shut it down. But apparently because there was some member changes over the years, bits and bobs, and they were trying to figure out, they got a couple of ex-members together that were saying that we could do this album maybe, but we couldn't go near the album after because we had a different guitarist or a different drummer or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? So
get them all together, they're probably fucking sitting on the hole.
Probably, yeah. Collecting zero royalties, probably.
Well, yeah, you know him. Yeah.
Exactly.
And as well as that, you're probably a bit about to talk about it, but the movies as well.
Yeah.
Is a massive thing. I follow Sean Yusult on Instagram, and every now and then you'll see a lot of White Zombie stuff shared, but you'll hear a little bit of bitterness every now and then about the recording of the last album in particular. Apparently he was a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
An absolute cunt.
I believe it.
You get that. Now, in saying that, would she say no? Would any of them say no to a reunion?
He's the only one saying 100% no. The rest of them are halfway open.
And it's a common thread in this podcast, in this episode, that the lead singer doesn't need it. And I swear to God, I genuinely think he's the least talented member of that band.
Yeah, he just has a voice.
I do like his voice a lot.
He has a voice, and he has the look. He nailed the look. Realistically, he's got the fucking look, you know. But like you said, with those movies, he doesn't need to do jack shit anymore. He's happy enough. What's your next one?
My next one is... This is a weird one because there's two incarnations of this band that have both broken up.
Okay.
Genesis.
Okay, yeah.
So I thought this might be a good one to do. Genesis, the one I want to concentrate on is the original Genesis with Peter Gabriel. That's never, ever, ever going to happen.
All the evers.
Minus two of those evers, because you never know.
Yeah.
You never, ever know. Do I think the Phil Collins... I didn't realise this, right? Gabriel left in 75. It went on to have a career that, for me, blows the fucking shit out of Genesis. Yeah. And I love Peter Gabriel so much. His song at the very end of Mindhunter Season 2 is one of my favourite songs of all time. And to hear it gave me mixed emotions. Because you know when you hear a kind of buried, non-single song from a 70s album, the song is Intruder. The song I picked isn't Intruder. The song is...
You picked Flying a Windshield.
Flying a Windshield from Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, Peter Gabriel's last Genesis song. When that song kicked in, Intruder... I can't really spoil. I'm not going to spoil Mindhunter Season 2. It doesn't spoil it. That song is in it, and I heard it. I get these mixed emotions, especially with Stranger Things, where they play a rare song I love, but then all of a sudden it's not really mine anymore.
Yeah,
it's on that show.
Yeah, it's out there.
People go, "Oh, did you hear that song on that show?" I'm like, "Yeah,
fuck you. Let it be half dead." But just me.
Let it be half dead. Yeah, and I know that's a bit fucking stupid way to do it. So he left in 75, went on to have an absolute career that I absolutely love. They tried out 400 singers.
Fuck.
400 singers before Phil Collins stepped in.
Just said, let me do it.
Now, Phil Collins has the same thing as so many bands, and I'll use Depeche Mode as an example. Martin Gore sings very like David Gahan. Because if you're doing backing vocals for your whole life, your voice will morph to that person's voice.
Oh, yeah.
So Peter Gabriel, or Phil Collins, doesn't sound a million miles away from Peter Gabriel.
He's doing a Gabriel impression almost.
It's just the way he learned to sing along with him. And I swear to God, if you think about the high kind of pitched kind of tone that he has, it's not. I genuinely listen to the two of them together. They're not a million miles away. The same as way Martin Gore songs that, like I said, I think that's just what happens when you sing along with someone for absolutely years. He stepped up, obviously. Then they went to this pop band.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no real. You're talking about your man from the other guy that's formed Mike and the Mechanics. That's where they were thinking, and you can tell that that's clear.